Hello. This presentation provides an overview of ethical AI in the data ecosystem, following an environmental scan conducted by the WeCount research team, part of the Inclusive Design Research Center at OCAD University in Toronto, Ontario. Project WeCount is supported by Innovation, Science, and Economic Development Canada. This presentation is available in a video and PowerPoint format, both of which can be accessed by visiting the WeCount website at wecount.inclusivedesign.ca. Purpose: data ethics is central to an inclusive data ecosystem. With this scan, we explored how data ethics is being taught, expressed, and implemented within Canada by three stakeholders in the data ecosystem. They are Postsecondary Education Institutions, data service providers, and AI firms. The scan focused on information available through online sources. We will begin with post-secondary education. Post-secondary education institutions offering AI education. The scan uncovered 29 post-secondary education institutions that offer AI education, which house a combined total of 48 programs. For inclusion criteria, a program was included if artificial intelligence topics such as machine learning and algorithm design are part of the course description. The focus of the research was to answer if AI ethics and fairness are included in program curriculums and whether these programs address minority groups or outliers. This slide provides an overview of the ethics courses within the 48 identified programs. Of the identified programs, 30 include an ethics course. This is not limited to AI ethics and includes courses related to privacy, security, and cybercrime. 17 programs have ethics courses that are required as per program curriculum. 11 tackle algorithmic bias, fairness, and social issues, and this includes both required and elective courses. Lastly, 3 address minority issues. In terms of the education level of the identified programs, 19 were at the master's level, 9 were certificates delivered as part of continuing studies, 4 were diplomas, 1 was a workshop not related to any education level, and 15 were at the bachelor's level. What this reveals is that the highest proportion of programs are at the graduate level. In terms of the geographic distribution of the identified programs, 3 were in Alberta, 5 in British Columbia, 1 in Newfoundland and Labrador, 4 in Nova Scotia, 21 in Ontario, 9 in Quebec, 4 in Saskatchewan, and 1 in Manitoba. The slides that follow this section provide samples of ethical AI courses uncovered during the scan. Audio commentary for these slides will be limited, but the websites of the programs that contain the courses are hyperlinked in the slides if you wish to explore them further. If you are viewing the recorded version of this presentation, then you can access the slide deck by visiting the WeCount website. The University of British Columbia, the programs being the Master of Data Science and Master of Data Science in Computational Linguistics. The ethical AI course offered is DSCI 541, Privacy, Ethics, and Security. Simon Fraser University, with the program being the Master of Science in Data Science, and the ethical AI course offered is CMPT 3120, Social Implications. Queen's University, with the program being Master of Management Analytics. The ethical AI course offered is titled AI Ethics and Policy. The University of Toronto, the program being the Master of Applied Computing in Data Science. The ethical AI course offered is CSC 2541H, AI and Ethics, Mathematical Foundations and Algorithms. York University, the programs being the Master of Management in Artificial Intelligence and the Master of Business Analytics. The Ethical AI course offered is PHIL 5340, Ethics and Societal Implications of Artificial Intelligence. The University of Western Ontario, the program being the Graduate Specialization in Artificial Intelligence. The Ethical AI course offered is CS 9622, Non-Functional Software Requirements, Safety, Accessibility, and Sustainability. The University of Waterloo, the programs being the Master of Data Science in Artificial Intelligence and the Master of Mathematics in Data Science. The Ethical AI course offered is CS 798, Artificial Intelligence Law, Ethics, and Policy. Ontario Tech University, the program being the Bachelor of Science in Data Science. The Ethical AI course offered is CSCI 4040U, Ethics, Law, and the Social Impacts of Computing. Takeaways from the post-secondary education portion of the SCAN. First, most AI education is through computer science or data science specializations at all post-secondary education levels, including continuing studies. Second, the majority of ethical courses that address social implications and fairness are at the graduate level. Third, ethics and AI ethics are not showing as a priority across programs, with only 17 out of 48 requiring ethics training. Last, bias and minority concerns are not addressed often, even in programs with ethics courses. Now we will move on to the second portion of the SCAN, which covers data service providers. This refers to companies that center their business activities around services such as data provision, data analysis, or data management software. The SCAN uncovered 27 companies, which were categorized into 5 classes. Companies were included if they are physically located in Canada and/or service Canadian clients. The focus of the research was to answer the following questions. Who are the most popular data service providers in Canada? What is the main messaging regarding their service approaches? And how are they addressing bias management and inclusion? Data service provision is a diverse space, and companies usually offer a combination of services such as provision, analysis, and software services. We categorize data service companies into 5 classes. The first classification is that of a data exchange. This is a marketplace where datasets are purchased from data providers, usually in raw formats. This is where second and third-party data are purchased. An example would include Amazon Web Services Data Exchange or AWS Data Exchange. This classification represents 4% of the identified companies. The second classification is that of a data provider. This is any company that wishes to sell its data either directly or on a data exchange. Examples include Info Canada, CleanList, and Directly Data. This classification represents 11% of the identified companies. The third classification is that of a data and insight provider. This is a company that offers third-party datasets and helps curate and convert them into insights based on client needs. Examples include Pelmorex, Experian, and Aggregate IQ. This classification represents 19% of the identified companies. The fourth classification is that of a data research and intelligence partner. This is a company that will conduct its own research, such as surveys and focus groups. They may also collect and curate data, and companies in this space will usually have a client-facing consultatory practice. Examples include Kantar, Ipsos, and Vivid Data. This classification represents 22% of the identified companies. Lastly, we have Data Solutions. This is a company that offers a combination of data services such as a data management platform, a data exchange, datasets, analytic toolkits, data onboarding, and business services. Examples include Adobe Audience Manager, LiveRamp, and Salesforce. This classification represents 44% of the identified companies. Additionally, what this classification exercise reveals is that 85% of companies not only provide data, but they also help make sense of data. As an overview of the 27 identified data service providers, 20 are US or EU based with operations in Canada, 11 reference bias management, and 5 address inclusion or disability. This slide contains text excerpts lifted from company websites. Most of the website messaging focuses on these client needs: ROI, conversion, and better decision making. Inclusion in big data. Because many clients do not understand the economic value and importance of inclusion, as well as concerns around data ethics, the topic may not arise unless a proactive stance is taken by the data services company, as in these examples by Newstar, Salesforce, and Nielsen. Data management platforms, or DMPs. Companies offering data management platforms may help automate data science functions. Takeaways from the data service provider portion of the scan. First, clients often expect help interpreting data, and bias awareness is a needed skill for data service providers. Second, most data service provider messaging is focused on appealing to traditional business values such as ROI, conversion, and better decision making. Third, data privacy and consent are the most common ethical concerns addressed. Inclusion is mentioned rarely. Fourth, a proactive stance on inclusion and ethics by data service providers can help educate clients on its business value. And last, DMPs or data management platforms that automate data science functions can support inclusion if the platforms are designed inclusively from the start. And now we will move on to the final portion of the scan, which covers AI firms. 40 Canadian AI companies were identified that covered 20 types of services. A company was included based on the highest average monthly website visits or amount of venture capital funding. The focus of the research was to answer the question, what is the main messaging communicated by popular Canadian AI companies? Of the 40 identified AI companies, 16 address ethical concerns and 9 address issues of fairness or inclusion. This chart provides a count of the AI firms by type of service offered. The types of services are quite varied. However, the top 2 are business intelligence at 11 firms and AI hiring at 4, making business needs the largest category within the identified AI firms. As a count of AI firms by province, 9 were identified in Quebec, 26 in Ontario, 2 in British Columbia, 2 in Alberta, and 1 in Manitoba. This slide contains text excerpts lifted from company websites. Many website messages position AI as a benefit and solution to human limitations. Ethical AI in Canada. Canadian firms may be beginning to see the importance of fairness and inclusion in AI, as shown by the following examples from Strategy AI, Element AI, and Integrate.ai. Takeaways from the AI firm portion of the scan. First, business needs, which include business intelligence and hiring, make up the largest category of AI firms. Second, the majority of website messaging positions AI as a benefit and solution to human limitations. Last, Canadian AI firms may be beginning to acknowledge the importance of fairness and inclusion in AI. For more information, visit the WeCount website at wecount.inclusivedesign.ca or the Inclusive Design Research Center website at idrc.ocadu.ca.